Give us a quick rundown of what PRS for Music actually is.
Okay.
What does it do?
PRS for Music is an organisation that pays royalties to songwriters and composers when their music is used by business. So when you hear a piece of music in public, that's generally a use of the performing right. PRS for Music is the PRS Music stands for the Performing Right Society. So when you hear a piece of music in public, that is a use of the performing right. PRS issues licenses on behalf of its members. The money that comes back from those licenses gets paid out to the members whose music has been used. So we're a not-for-profit organisation. We're owned by our members, over 100 years old, and we exist to pay money to songwriters and composers.
It's a wonderful organisation, Andy. It's just wonderful. I'm a big fan of it myself. And the payments come from live music and radio airplay, TV appearances, streams from Spotify, things like that. And, it always makes me laugh when there's a big hoo-ha, like so-and-so has played the Super Bowl and they didn't earn a fee. And I'm like, oh, they've been paid. Yeah.
I think we see that quite often, that, people will play a show and there's that distinction between the fee they get paid to play a show, which may or may not, obviously that's negotiable, but then there is also the PRS income. There's the hidden income streams. There's PRS and there's PPL, another organisation similar to PRS. So there's a huge range of royalty streams active in the music industry.
It's not just about the fee, folks. It's not just about the fee. So you are what's called a performing rights organisation, a PRO. Are you the only PRO in the UK?
So PRS has a virtual monopoly in the UK. So the short answer to that would be yes. There are, in fact, let me qualify that answer. So PRS for Music is an umbrella title that covers two different businesses. PRS, which I mentioned, the Performing Rights Society, and MCPS, which is the Mechanical Copyright Protection Society. So both of those organisations, separate organisations, working together under that PRS for Music umbrella. We also have another organisation which I referenced, I think, which is PPL, the Phonographic Performance Limited, but actually just known as PPL. And they do a very similar thing to PRS, but they look after the rights inherent in the sound recording. So we look after songwriters, composers, music publishers, the people involved in the creation of the music, PPL looking after performers on recordings and labels. That's the master rights side.
There's so many acronyms. It's very hard to keep up because I'm sure it used to be called PRS stroke PPL, but I can't. Was that a few years ago? But
we've been PRS. I think we were PRS-MCPS. We've been called lots of things.
Yes, I'm sure you have. But PRS for Music is now what you're called. Okay, it's. I don't want to get too technical, but so we've kind of covered what the difference between PRS and PPL is. PRS songwriters, PPL players on the music on the songs, like session musicians, things like that. Even though if
you're on a recording and that recording is played on the radio, then you'll be entitled to a PPL royalty. And if you wrote that recording, you'd be entitled to a PRS royalty. Nice.
So you want to be writing the songs and playing on the songs. You get the double, don't you? It's double trouble. So when should a musician join PRS? Because you're not automatically in it just because you've written a song and you've got it played on the radio. You do have to join. It's a place you need to join. So when would a good time to join PRS Music be for a musician? That's a terribly worded question. When should they join? When should a musician join for crying out loud?
When should they join? So a good time to join.
Thanks.
A good time to join PRS would be, and it is a really pertinent question because it costs £100 to join PRS and £100 to join the MCPS side of the business. So if we focus on PRS, it's £100. It will cover you for the world. It will cover you for life. On the surface of it, that's good value, but it's only good value if you get that £100 back in royalties over the next 6 to 9 months, call it a year. As I said, we're a not-for-profit organisation. We're owned by our members. And a lot of the work that the outreach team in particular do is dissuading people from join, or at least dissuading them from join at that point in time. So the right time to join is when you're active, by which we mean if you're playing some live shows, if you're getting some radio play, maybe you're getting some TV, maybe your music is being streamed in considerable numbers. So if you're actually doing those things that are going to generate a royalty from PRS, that's the right time to join. So, and it tends to be for most of our newer joiners that they have a mix of things. They might be doing a few live shows. They might be playing, well, hopefully as we move back into live, doing some live shows, maybe got a couple of small festivals, maybe they're getting some local radio play. So it's that mix of things that get them to the point where there is going to be likely to be £100 or so pipeline royalties. That's the right time to join.
If you enjoyed this interview with Andy, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the Inside the Music Industry channel. This will make sure you're first to know when the next part of the interview goes live. But if you can't wait until then, check out the link to join our Facebook group in this video's description and get immediate access to the full interview there.